I just wanted to show you my garden, and it's been a really good success this year. As you know, I'm really busy with kids, dogs, life, and it just gets really hectic, so I didn't even want to do a garden, but I knew that I should do a garden because it's good to do a garden, right, for character, and you just really need to do a garden, right? So anyway, I have done a garden, me and my kids, and I knew that I didn't have time to weed, so I was like, why don't we just put black plastic over the whole thing? So that's what we did, apart from the end. This plastic cost me about $100, but I'm telling you, to not have to weed all summer is well worth it. So that's what I've done. Behind me you can see the potato patch and beyond, and all of it is covered in plastic, so it has really thrived. I had to do a little watering to begin with. Here in Kentucky it rains every so often, and we get plenty of rain, but there are dry patches too. But with the produce being in the black plastic, well, I haven't had to worry about watering. Like, I can just literally plant the garden, water it a little bit, and forget about it until it's time to harvest. So who doesn't want to do that, right? So these potatoes, the first 3 rows are red potatoes, and they are ready that we can start harvesting some of them. Here it is the 3rd of June, and we're going to not be harvesting them all, but we're going to see in the next few days, we're going to see what is under these plants, and then we're going to move along. The rest of the garden of potatoes is Yukon Gold, which is my personal favorite. I love Yukon Gold potatoes, and I see that from a glance it looks like the bugs are not getting them, which I don't attribute that to the black plastic, but I'll tell you, God blesses our garden. Here is some, if you can see that, some lamb's quarters, which is really great for, it's a wild edible. You can cook them kind of like you would cook kale, and they're pretty good. The leaves are very tender. So that's nice. So in between the rows, I have put, my children and I, we put some dirt on, and as you see, this is one of the worst rows. There are some weeds growing in between the rows, and you could get those weeds out, and it would be good to do that, but it's not a big problem, and it would be very easy to weed also, but I've been busy. As you know, I've been to Florida, and of course I don't really have time to do all this weeding. So we're moving right along over here. It's surprising actually how the rows are often, there aren't even weeds growing in these rows, so that's absolutely wonderful. I have a tomato plant here that actually this whole row is tomatoes, and I need to come along and put something to hold these tomatoes up because they're dragging on the ground. When I went to Florida, when I came back, things had just grown so much, so it was really a big difference, and I was gone for about 10 days. So coming home and seeing this was really quite amazing. So I have in the next row, I have some garlic, and right at the end I have some basil. So I'm going to be making some, when I have some more, that's not quite enough, I'm going to be making some pesto, which is absolutely delicious. I absolutely love the recipe that I have for that. So I have lots of onions here. Onions grow really great in Kentucky, and I like to harvest them as I need them. You can harvest them in green onion form, or you can wait a little longer, and I've got the different colors, red, white, and yellow, I believe. Then I have got peppers growing, and they're going very, very nicely. Peppers are growing really well, and I have green bean plants, which initially the rabbits were eating them, and that was a bit discouraging, but I planted some more, and now you can see almost every single hole has a green bean plant coming out of it. So those are going to make some very nice bush beans. Then I've planted some zucchini here on the end, and I love zucchini, but more than zucchini, I love these little guys, these summer squash. Let's see. So summer squash is very much like zucchini, only it's better. it's a lot better. So that's going to be really nice. One of my children, Karsten, who is right here, he absolutely loves the zucchini. I fix it with the zucchini, the yellow squash, and the zucchini and the onions, and I just fry it up, lightly fry, saute, and it's really good, isn't it, Karsten?
Yep.
It's really good. We like that. We can eat a lot of that. That's one of our favorite summer things. Another thing that we like to do is we like to slice the zucchini, the onions, and the tomatoes, and bake it in the oven with a little olive oil and a little salt in a casserole dish, and that is really delicious. Do you like that one too? Do you remember that, when I've done that? It's been last summer. It's been like almost a year since I've done that. So, you remember, Hannah? Did you like it?
I liked it, but it was a little bit like it was, I don't like so much like water things.
Watery things?
It was a little bit too watery.
It is a little bit too watery, so there's definitely going to be some juice left over, but if you have some pasta or some other kind of food that you're eating with it, it's really quite delicious. So right at the end here, I have some cucumber plants, and they're a little slower to grow. They are, I can't remember quite what they are, like, hopefully they're the English kind, because I don't like the American kind. I like a lot about America, but I do not like America's cucumbers. Okay, and at the end here, the plastic came to almost the end of my garden, and I've got some extra space which I'm going to be planting probably some other squash plants, because I wanted to tell you about squash. Really, it comes on and it does really, really well. The plants are really big, and after a while, the fruit, the vegetables, or whatever you want to call them, are not looking so good, and they're dying off, and you just need to rip out the plant because it's getting diseased, it's getting squash bugs, and you need to have others started. So it's good to do squash at various stages. So I'm going to be putting another 2 plants, and then later I'm going to be getting another 2 plants. So right at the end of the garden, wrapping up real quick, I have a flower bed, and of course right now it looks like a bunch of weeds, and since I don't know enough about flowers at this point, I don't know which ones are weeds and which ones aren't. So we just kind of let them grow together. But when they grow up, they are so pretty. And I don't know if any of you have seen my pictures before of the wildflowers growing in the garden. They are absolutely gorgeous, and we're looking forward to that, to be able to enjoy them in the garden and also to pick them and have them in the house. So that is my garden. Thanks for watching.